Whether you like the Muslim Brotherhood or not, I'm tired to hear about it. It's too bad that this influential movement sparks so many other movements. The origin of the movement is in Egypt. It's enough, you're not allowed to exit in Egypt anymore. What? Why? Cause you tried to assassinate our beloved president. He's not Muslim enough. What is all sexual nationalism? Islam is the way. Only Islam. What is the Egyptian nonsense? We don't care that you are Egyptian, we care that you are Muslim. Okay, if you keep talking, we'll have a problem here. But then when Israel conquered the Gaza Strip and Judah and Samaria in the Six-Day War, in these territories the Egyptians no longer control the Muslim Brotherhood. In general, the Muslim Brotherhood views Islam as the system that gives us everything. Therefore, I conclude that we must focus on prayer and charity. So I think we should focus on armed jihad. Well, everyone has his own direction. Israel actually thought that the Muslim Brotherhood was unequivocal better than the PLO, because the PLO are nationalists who deal with terrorism and the liberation of Palestine, which means the destruction of Israel, while the Muslim Brotherhood is more concerned with the welfare of the president and the promotion of the Islam. Anyway, there are a branch of the Muslim Brotherhood in Gaza Strip, and this branch has another branch in the West Bank. And it is this branch that established Hamas during the First Intifada. Sheikh Ahmad Yassin, head of the organization, recruitments for the organization were quite simple since they already had a wide system of charity and welfare organization. From here, the path to carry out terrorist attacks against Israel was short. By the way, Hamas is an Arabic acronym for the name of Islamic Resistance Movement, but Hamas is also a word in Arabic which means bravery. In Hebrew, the word Hamas means corruption or robbery. Hamas was a special cause is it combined Palestine nationalism with Islam. Maybe it doesn't sound so strange after all, but in general it's strange. How do you deal with Palestine nationalism? Nationalism is our responsibility here. IPLO, we are also responsible for nationalism and Islam, but you cannot have both nationalism and Islam. It doesn't work together. After all, Islam is a religion whose whole point is that it's not national. It includes all believers of every origin and nationality, similar to past caliphates. Yes, that's us. Simply also with Palestine nationalism. You are not listening. We say something like this: Islam and nationalism are contradictory values. Yes, that's why we are essentially Islamic organization. Yes, but we are also a national Palestine organization. Hamas has two main goals for which it works. The first is the liberation of all Palestine territories occupied by the Zionist entity, and the second is the construction of a theocratic Islamic state on this territory. So you mean the liberation of the occupied territories? Yes, it means what we conquered in the Six-Day War. Can start from there? What do you mean we can start? Look, Israel, how shall we explain it to you? You are unreal being. Your existence is the result of occupation and land grabbing. You are a colonialist entity by definition. Western countries occupied territories and sent people to settle them. It's you, racist. Are we racist? You are the one that hates Jews. No, you are the racist. We are in favor of Islam. We don't care what nationality the person is, although we are also Palestine nationalists. You cannot be both non-national and Quiet, PLO, we explained. So anyway, you are racist because you want to state for the Jewish race. Those who belong to your race are allowed to come to Israel, but those who belong to our race, Arabs, Palestinians, no, they are not allowed to return, right? And the right to return is something that you always said should never happen. So we said, okay, for you, it's racist. Oh, okay. With that we agree. Oh, okay, whatever you said. If we retreat to the 67 borders, can we reconcile? We do not rule out the possibility that we can make a ceasefire for a while. For a while? Yes, for a while. We have time and Allah is great, and Palestine will be fully liberated. In the Oslo Accords, Israel and the countries of the world recognize Palestine authorities as the representative of the Palestinian people without talking so much. Palestine Authority is actually the PLO, or rivals of Hamas, religious against secular. But Hamas continued to try to oppose Israel. His popularity on the streets of Palestine during the Second Intifada, when Hamas was among that carried out terrorist attacks against Israel. Operation Defensive Shield began in Israel, succeeding in collapsing the power of Hamas in the territories of Yehuda and Samaria. Sheikh Ahmad Yassin killed during the Intifada, but Hamas still remains strong in Gaza. Well, what does it matter? Israel also owns it. And in dealing with the Palestine Authority, Hamas managed to obtain majority and become the largest movement in the Palestine parliament. Wow! How lucky the Israel still owns the Gaza Strip and can control the organization. Actually, no, we will leave the Gaza Strip unilaterally. Yeah! We are living in the Palestine Authority will be responsible here, okay? Yes, we can responsible, you can go. But here is Hamas. And we don't want Hamas here. Don't worry, we will take care of them. Okay, bye, we are leaving. Hamas, don't get closer, don't come here. No. Hamas, you expelled us from Gaza. Yes. This is not kind. You are out of the law in the territories of the authority. Whatever you said. And we no longer consider you a majority in the parliament. Okay. And give us back Gaza. No. And so Hamas took over Gaza Strip. Wow, we really don't like terror. And we don't like the Muslim Brotherhood. So we both hate Hamas? Nice. Are you thinking about what we are thinking? Let's say it together. 3, 4, and... blockade. Yes, we will impose a blockade on Gaza. And so, since the disagreement and then the takeover of Hamas on the Gaza Strip, Israel and Egypt impose a blockade on it. But Hamas during this time actually turned from relatively marginal organization into an organization that owns piece of territory and is responsible for the population and actually governs it. Since then, Hamas has entered into rounds of fighting against Israel once in a while. Every time it tries to improve his weapons, these fighting rounds are very desirable by Iran, which is Israel's rival, and seek to weaken it and arrest it through Hamas. Iran, thank you for all your support. You are the best, even though you are disgusting Shiites and not Sunnis like us. Please, cuties, Syria, you too. It's not on you. Happily. Wow. What happened? I think I broke. Oh no, there is a civil war in Syria. We need to intervene quickly. True, we are in favor of the Sunnis. No, it's the wrong side to be on its side. So, embarrassing. Budget us less? Let's put it this way. Probably from today we will support your ugly twin more. What? In the Islamic Jihad? This extremist, the decline of Iranian support for Hamas had led to the fact that the main supporter of Hamas today is Qatar. By the way, Qatar also houses Hamas political wings. Oh yes, wings. There are all kinds of wings. For example, a political wing, civil wing, and a military wing. This separation between the wings is convenient for Hamas for several reasons. First of all, this separation makes it difficult for Israel to track who is where and who is doing what. And Hamas knows that it had to make it difficult to Israel in this matter, because if it's too easy for Israel, it starts to eliminate Hamas leaders. Another reason that the separation into wings helps Hamas, that it allows Hamas to behave as it were several different entities. Accordingly, if a certain country defines the military wings as a terrorist organization, Hamas will try to claim that the civil wing is not a terrorist organization, because it's mainly concerned with improving the lives of the Palestinians in the Gaza Strip. For example, you are anti-Semitist. No way, we are Islamists, and therefore by definition not anti-Semitist. Anyone can be a Muslim no matter what race, even if he is a sticking Jew. Here, you said it now. In general, the internal contradictions in Hamas can perhaps is a bit strange, but it is important to remember that Hamas is a movement who deals a lot with being popular. Therefore, internal constructions are not necessarily a problem. The crowd wants the Palestinian nation? Excellent, no problem. The crowd wants pan-Islamim, which doesn't necessarily go well with nationalism? Alright, no problem. The crowd wants to destroy Israel and establish Palestine on all territories of the country, which in their eyes is any case illegitimate? Excellent. How do we register? The crowd wants welfare. Welcome. Want jihad. Come on. Is Hamas going to achieve its goals? Will Hamas be destroyed and disappear before that happens? Well, that's just who's from the future knows.